There are certain things you must absolutely not do on the night of the dead. They are so common that you might do them without even realizing it. But that gesture, or rather its absence, can close a door just as heaven opens it wide. It's not a spectacular sin. It's not something visible. It's an omission of the heart, one that leaves many souls waiting, suspended between earth and the full light. So what should we avoid doing? And above all, what does heaven truly ask of us on this sacred night that precedes the commemoration of all the faithful departed? The answer comes from a woman who never sought the world's spotlight, Maria Simma, the humble Austrian mystic who, throughout her life, received visits from the souls in purgatory. Her words are like a quiet map, a guide to walk through this night without wasting it, transforming it instead into a bridge of love. It is a vigil that weighs on the heart of the world, even on the hearts of those who do not believe. The following day, the whole church will remember our loved ones before God, naming them within the heart of Christ's sacrifice. But something powerful already happens during the vigil. The distance between those still journeying on this earth and those journeying toward heaven becomes thin, almost transparent. For Maria, the night of the dead is not a night of darkness, but a night pregnant with mercy. Yet God's mercy here has a surprising trait. It never forces anyone. It knocks gently at the door of our hearts and waits for an answer. If it finds the cold of indifference, it passes by, not as punishment, but because love cannot be imposed. And this is the first and most fundamental don't of the night. Do not let it slip away like any other night. Do not tell yourself, it's useless, just a sentimental tradition. Do not fill it with the usual distractions. Indifference is thinking that our dead no longer need us, that their fate is sealed and unchangeable. But in this vigil, your voice, a whispered name, an amen murmured from the heart, can carry eternal weight. If indifference closes the door, what are the keys that open it? Maria Simma did not suggest complex rituals, but simple gestures born of an attentive heart. She would say, light a candle. But not as a superstitious or folkloric act. Light it for someone. Choose a name, not a vague for all the departed, but the name of a real person. Take a candle, even the simplest one. Place it in a quiet corner of your home. If you have a photo of the person, set it nearby. Add a small crucifix, the sign of victory over death, and then, in silence, say that name. Say it as one says sacred things, softly, with gratitude, with love. Maria explained that souls do not see the flame as we do with our physical eyes. They feel the love that lit it. At night, in the silence of our homes, souls draw near to the places where they once lived. Not out of human nostalgia, but because their purification often passes through those same spaces. The places where they loved, erred, hoped, and suffered. We often make excuses. I don't know how to pray. I don't have time. I get distracted. Maria Simma would smile tenderly at such excuses. She used to say that a single Hail Mary said with the heart is worth more than 1,000 words recited absent-mindedly. We do not need to persuade God with quantity. We simply need to open a small crack on our side, and His love will do the rest. If you can, take the rosary in your hands, but do not turn it into a race or a duty to finish quickly. Better to pray one mystery slowly, savoring each word, than an entire rosary said in haste. Pause on the word that touches you. And above all, offer each Hail Mary for a specific soul, for the most forgotten souls in purgatory, for those who had no one in life and now have no one to name them before God. And if you truly cannot pray with words, write instead. Take a small piece of paper, write down the name of the person you love, and underneath, simply add, Lord, think of name. Place it beneath the candle or near the crucifix. This, too, is prayer. God reads our gestures and intentions, not just our well-crafted phrases. Almost always, in her encounters, Maria Simma said that the souls who appeared to her asked for one thing only, over and over again: the Holy Mass. The Night of the Dead has its own spiritual dynamic. It is the vigil of a day when the entire church, priests, religious, and laity, stands before Purgatory with arms full of grace. So, on this night, prepare that Mass. Decide it in your heart. Offer it spiritually, even if the parish office is closed. Take the small paper with the name you wrote and present it to God, saying, "Lord, tomorrow, during Mass, I offer you this person." And the next day, go to the altar not as a spectator, but as one who brings a precious gift. It doesn't matter if the celebrant doesn't mention that name aloud. God never gets distracted. He reads hearts. Maria Simma had seen this with her spiritual eyes. That offering is immediately accepted in heaven. But be careful. Alongside gestures that open heaven, there are behaviors that close it. Actions that wound and clash with the sacredness of this night. The easiest way to ruin everything? To fill what demands silence and reverence with noise and superficiality. Maria Simma was very clear on this. Do not turn this vigil into a parody of death. There is nothing wrong with joy, with laughter, with celebration. But there is something deeply dissonant in mocking death, in dressing as skeletons or demons, just when thousands of souls suffer for love of God and are asking for our help. Jokes about hell, irony about eternal destiny, macabre parties, they sound like whispering, "I don't believe," into the face of those who are experiencing those realities for real. It may seem minor, but Maria insisted on another point as well. On the night of the dead, do not stir up old memories to recall someone's faults, failures, or wrongs. Not because the dead become suddenly untouchable, but because our words have spiritual weight. When we speak ill of a deceased person, out of anger, gossip, or habit, it's as if we add weight to their soul, pulling them downward, reminding them of what they are still being purified from. It's not about denying truth. It's about deliberately choosing the side of mercy. If you have unresolved pain or resentment, this is the night to forgive. Say the person's name and whisper, "I forgive you." And if you cannot, at least say, "Lord, help me to forgive." Forgiveness on this night accelerates purification more than any prayer said without heart. Maria Simma warned never to hold seances, no tables, no invocations, no experiments to contact the dead. Souls are not at our disposal, and we cannot dictate conditions to God. When someone, driven by sorrow or curiosity, asked her, "Can you call my mother? Can you make her appear tonight?" Maria would lower her eyes and reply that it did not depend on her, nor on us. If God, in His infinite wisdom, allows a manifestation, it is always for a greater good. Otherwise, the greatest good we can do is to pray, offer, and trust. Trying to force open the door of mystery through occult practices is the quickest way to open other doors. Doors leading to presences that are anything but good. The Night of the Dead is a night of welcome, not of demand. It is an act of faith, not an experiment in magic. Someone might ask, why give so much weight to the words of a simple Austrian peasant woman without theology degrees or authority? Perhaps that's precisely the reason. Maria Simma's credibility does not lie in the extraordinary phenomena she experienced, but in the fact that her entire life and message reminded the world of one fundamental truth of the Creed: the communion of saints. She reminded us that our dead are not gone. They are not fading memories. They are alive, still journeying toward God, and our love truly reaches them. There are no magical formulas. But Maria often left a quiet promise to those who came to her with hearts broken by grief. If you do what you can, light a candle, say a sincere prayer, offer a mass with love, then one day, when your hour comes, you'll understand everything. Someone will come to greet you with a light in their eyes that will make you forget every earthly pain, and they will simply say to you, "Thank you." If this message has found a place within you, I invite you to make one small gesture. Write here below in the comments this simple phrase: "Tonight I pray for the souls." It is not a slogan, it is a promise, a key you leave in the door so that someone, perhaps the very one you are thinking of now, may finally step into the light. And when, at the end of the evening, you blow out the candle's flame, do not extinguish the flame of love. Love never dies. It is the only thing that crosses every night and reaches the other side whole.